What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Today I wanted to make this video because I wanted to show off my new glasses. I wanted to be able to show you the roundness of them and how cool they look. And hopefully I'll get some thumbs up for these glasses. But no, on a serious note, I wanted to make a video and talk about something that I've gotten this email, and I went back and forth with this person, and it keeps going back to one thing. And so I wanted to make a video about this one thing because I talk to people constantly, and it's always about emotional trauma. And with this person, back and forth, it always goes back to I'm a piece of shit. Everyone hates me. The world hates me. The world's against me. And I want to make sure, like, this video is not going to be very long because most of these videos and what people talk about are really general, and to get into specifics of a person, it really takes some one-on-one attention. But I did want to make a video and talk about a certain point, this point of I'm a piece of shit, everyone hates me, I must be the bad one. All this self-talk is really, like, I want people to really pay attention to where this stuff's coming from, because it's not due to the fact that a narcissist or someone that's pissed off at you or whatever is saying it and then you're feeling this. That's not where it's coming from. It's coming from a much deeper place, and that's why it needs attention, because you're not going to get rid of it until you start to get the awareness of where it's actually coming from. The thing is, if you didn't have the self-concept or a deeper feeling within yourself that you're not good and that you are bad, if this deeper trauma was not being released, then those things outside of you, what people are saying, would not affect you at all. It would not bother you. It would not get to you, and you certainly wouldn't keep going back to it, because this person's obviously dealing with a lot deeper trauma, a lot of shame, a lot of guilt within themselves about who, with their inner being. And it's like, this is like your shadow side is coming out, and you're feeling it in this type of way, and you don't know any other way. So you're kind of, your ego then is going to run with it, and instead of using awareness to see where you need to go in to heal, this person is just running with it and sticking with it. And I see this constantly, especially in Facebook groups. Like, man, it's like people beat the shit out of themselves, literally, and then they expect, and then 5 minutes later they want to say I'm healing. You're not healing if you're beating yourself to death without even, like, you're not healing. That's not healing. You cannot be in a self-destructive mindset of that I'm a piece of shit, and then go into and also be in a positive emotional state to the point of I'm going to do something about it. Like, those two just won't combine. Like, that's like water and oil again. It's going to separate itself. Like, it just doesn't work that way. And it needs to be brought up, because so many people are going to stay stuck. They're going to go through these horrendous experiences, and then they're going to continue suppressing and not use awareness, and they're not going to heal. They're going to say I'm healed after so much time, but I guarantee you that the next time something happens, there will be a next time, there will be a pattern, there will be the same things that continue to happen if you don't start watching and creating awareness, using mindfulness, using awareness, meditation. You have to start taking care of your mental state. Like, we all have emotional trauma, all of us. Your neighbor has it, the person you work with has it, every person you see has it. The president of every country has emotional trauma. Everyone has it. And we have to embrace that and take our power back. And we do that by healing. We do that by recognizing nothing out here, no one out here knows us even well enough to make that type of of statement or judgment, and that and most of all, for it to be true, for you to take someone else out here saying something to you as your truth, that is another wake up call. That is another a point of awareness that we need to get to realize nothing out here and no one knows me well enough to make that assumption about me and it be truth. Like, you have to understand this shit. You know, whatever someone calls you or says to you or has done to you, and I know this is going to fall on deaf ears for some people, but at some point, you're not going to have a choice if you want it to be different. You're not going to have a choice but to face these things, go through this stuff, heal, and realize how precious you are, how much power you have. But you're not going to get there by telling yourself, I'm a piece of shit, and by believing everything that someone else is telling you. That is not your truth. And, you know, here's another nugget. Most of us don't even know ourselves well enough, but yet we sit and spend all day trying to figure out someone else. And it's completely backwards. Even if you've went through a narcissistic relationship, the longer you spend trying to figure them out, the more you're just continuously giving your power to them. You need to get your power back. You go in. Within is without. That is how you change things. And so it's very important. Like, it drives me crazy when I think it probably drives me crazy more that when I can't get to someone, like really get them to ahas, like especially over email. Now when I work with people, it's a little bit easier because you can break it down and explain things, and then they kind of can create a different perspective, or it hits on something, then it makes sense. Then they're like, aha, 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 and then they can make that change within them because they see it within them. They realize it, and they say, you know what, my whole life I've done this, and I've thought I was a horrible person for it, when in reality, it's just a part of me that needed to be accepted, and I needed to show it some love, and I'm okay because it's a part of me, and I'm good. Who cares? Like, I accept that part. Like, there's so much that we have to realize when we go inward. And when we're dealing with trauma and emotional trauma, it's so the more you start bashing people and bashing yourself, the more you're just continuing the cycle. The more the cycle is going to continue. To stop it, you have to realize at some point, someplace, even in any relationship, you are a participant in that relationship. So it's extremely important to ask yourselves, how and what was my participation in this? What got me to this point in my life? What got me to where I'm treated this way, or I'm doing this, or I'm in this position? Like, we really have to question these things, and we only can control our part and how we got there. If it's because we carry emotional trauma from childhood, okay, my emotional trauma, my abandonment issues kept me chasing after this person in order for me to please my abandonment issues, because I felt like I didn't want to feel that feeling, so I continued to chase after them and continue to try to mask my abandonment issues by chasing after this person, and because that's what feels right, rather than facing my own abandonment issues so that I don't go through it again in the next relationship. Like, we have to realize this is what healing is. And when you go through any breakup, will show you things about yourself you should be able to grow from. But when you go through a narcissistic relationship and that ends the way that they do, that is your awakening. That, I can't say it any other way, that you must create change, or else you will continue the life down the same path of suffering and going through it and pointing the finger and never ever conquering what your inner source being has put you in these positions for you to be able to see and grow from. The only way you get power, your power, and to see your magic is you take it. And that's going within to create without. Like that's like a Neville Goddard teaching, and it works wonders when you can really grasp it and you can really look at what is happening outside. Look at your own actions, and you will be able to tie it in to the parts of you that you've been unconsciously doing these things. And we tie it in to usually a trauma, and we're able to heal it, and we're able to piece it back together, and we piece it back together, and we keep piecing the pieces back together until that darkness is lit by the light. You know, I don't know how many more metaphors to use here, but it's important to watch what you think about yourself, because you will not go into a positive, forward state, emotional state to begin healing if you are in the fucking world is over for me attitude. It will not work. And it will not work as long as you continue to point out here. It's just not going to happen. I understand these people do horrendous shit. They're horrible people. That's them. That is them. You have to realize too, their horrible actions are not to do with you. That is because that is who they are, based off of their trauma and what they're doing. And so it's very important, because like I said, I see it so much, and it's just it's frustrating because I know how much that suffering is, because I was there at one point. I was there. I've been there. And it's a practice, guys. Like, you can't live your whole life in a certain amount of mindset. It takes a lot of work to reverse that mindset, to go into something different, and to change the things that need changed, and to heal the things that need healed. It's a lot of work, and it's good to have someone that is at higher consciousness, that has been there, that's done the work, and is beyond the problem of the person. Like, what I like to how I like to explain this is, when I work with people, they have a problem and they're at the level of consciousness of the problem, and I like to work with people where I'm at the level of consciousness for the solution, because you can't find the solution at the same level of consciousness that created the problem. So when you work with someone, a therapist, a coach, or whatever, you need to make sure that they are at a place to be able to bring and guide you through those healings, through finding the solution, through finding, hey, this is what's been creating this, which has created a lot of suffering. You know, it's stuff can get really, really deep, and it takes a lot of understanding. And I just wanted to share that, because I get it. Like, I just spent, an hour going back and forth with this person, and it was all on email, and just literally back and forth, and it all went back to one thing. And then, like I said, I see it in the Facebook group and everything else, and people constantly, my world's over, my world's over, my world's over. Man, your power is, you just said, here's my power. Here's my power to you. Here's my power to you. Here's my power to you. And here's my world. Like, that's what it's like. And you can't, like, you have to commit to the mind. You have to commit to yourself that no more. Like, you got to stop overthinking it and really start, because you just continuously find a reason to continuously, you know, when you got the mindset of my world is over, you're going to keep getting more of that. Like, that's what I'm, you know, if you want change, then want the change. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell people that don't. Like, I can't imagine people that want to continue down that same path and continue that suffering. Like, I just can't imagine it. But at the same time, I'm not, you know, who am I? So, but I wanted to make this video, and if you're interested in one-on-one coaching and doing that shadow work, if you're interested in going down these holes, if you're interested in finding it, like, I don't tell you this is what I think you should do. I'm more interested in working and guiding you to your own, into your own answers, because everything is here. It's all here. You just got to get to them. They're there. Everything you want to know is right here. It's all here. And that's what I do as a coach, is to guide you to your own answers, because it's your life, your path. And it's not my job to tell you my perspective and to live by my perspective. It's you to find your answers within and then create your own perspective from hopefully a much deeper place within you, rather than the subsurface of this form world. But that's how it works, and that's how it should work with people that you're working with. And so I wanted to throw that out there. And right now, if you go to the website and you do a one-on-one session, and you use the code 40 off action, it's going to take $40 off of each session that you purchase. So it's going to go from $125 to $85. And that goes until October 11th. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to make a video and talk about this, because it's so like me, I know, like, I mean, the only person that can control the change is you. You're the only one that can create your heaven or hell on earth. It's up to you. Like, it's all up to you. So, you know, I wanted to make a video just to talk about it a little more, keep talking about it. So hopefully this landed for some people, and hopefully I can get a few clients and people that want to go deep and do some shadow work. I mean, I think it's very important. And not only do you begin to understand yourself, but when you begin to understand your own shadow, you'll be able to see and understand others. The more you understand yourself is when you'll begin to understand others. And I say begin because it's going to be impossible for you to fully ever completely understand someone completely. But you can at least begin to the point where you can create better choices for yourself and who you're dealing with. So with that, I will jump off here for now. And again, it's 40 off action coupon code. I'll put it in the description, and hopefully I'll hear from some people. So with that, I will talk to you later. Namaste.